Developing tonight, a new twist in the scandal over the IRS's targeting of conservatives. The agency yesterday had to confess to Congress that evidence it said was destroyed may in fact exist. Crucial evidence. Whoops. So we went back over the record and we found some other obvious reversals. Starting back in 2012, when former IRS Commissioner Douglas Shulman flat out denied any targeting was taking place.
Absolutely no targeting. This is the kind of back and forth that happens when people apply for 501c4 status.
Well, a year later, he changed his tune, forced to admit that targeting had taken place and fessing up to knowing about it long before the scandal made headlines.
What I knew was there was a list. I did know that Tea Party was on it. I didn't know what else was on the list. I had a partial set of facts.
In March of this year, the new IRS commissioner promised to hand over all of Lois Lerner's emails. Remember, she's the woman at the heart of this scandal.
Are you or are you not going to provide this committee all of Lois Lerner's emails?
We are already starting that process. Yes, we will do that.
It was a promise the IRS repeated over and over again until we found out that her hard drive crashed and emails from a crucial time frame had mysteriously vanished into thin air.
The first time I knew that emails had been lost from her account was in April.
So he found it out in April, but Congress and the American people did not find out until last month. And then we were told, the computer crashed and there definitely were no backups to Ms. Lerner's hard drive.
We confirmed that backup tapes from 2011 no longer existed because they have been recycled pursuant to the IRS normal policy.
We confirmed it. They confirmed no backup tapes until, yeah, you guessed it. Suddenly we found out this month, maybe they do have backup tapes.
Right now, the question is, do I know anything more about tapes, backup tapes? And the answer is I don't know any more, other than that the IG is investigating whether there are backup tapes and whether they're in fact recoverable.
What? What do you mean he's investigating whether there are some? You just said under oath that there aren't, that they do not exist. So what are we to make of all of this? J. Christian Adams is a former Justice Department attorney and legal editor of PJ Media. Chris, this is the head of the tax agency asking us to trust him and vouching for Lois Lerner as he is either terribly informed or worse.
It's becoming the Beltway clown show, Megan. Look, lie after lie, flip after flop. That's what's characterized this IRS scandal. Don't forget, there's a lot more. We had it was a low-level employee in Cincinnati, lie. We had Lois Lerner flip and flop over the Fifth Amendment before Congress. But perhaps the biggest flop of all, Megan, is the President of the United States. Because President Obama, a year ago, said he was angry. He read the Inspector General report. He was furious about it. He's going to get to the bottom of it. Fast forward to 2013. There's not a smidgen of corruption. That's what's going on with this scandal, is complete, dishonest, lying, flip-flopping, like a bunch of rogues who don't think there's any accountability.
All right, let me play advocate for the president here, because he said, when he first said I'm outraged, as outraged as anybody, he wanted to see the full investigation, and the Inspector General report made clear targeting had gone on. It was crystal clear targeting of conservative groups had gone on. But since then, I imagine the president would argue, corruption hasn't been proven. What he thinks happened is these employees trying to do a good thing, which is make sure groups weren't too political to get tax-exempt status. That's what they were trying to do. And they didn't go about it the right way, but they weren't corrupt.
Well, that's always the first line of defense with this administration, is they say it's just a bunch of incompetence. It's not incompetence, Megan. It's people who shared the president's beliefs about free speech, about a Supreme Court case called Citizens United that allowed people to speak freely. And this president, this IRS, this administration was doing everything it could to clamp down on free speech before the 2012 election.
And we see that in their emails. We see that they were like-minded with the president about that decision in their emails, including Lois Lerner and the Department of Justice, your old place of employment, coordinating with the IRS on the shock and horror of that Supreme Court decision.
And that's where it all goes to. But look how crazy it's gotten just the last week. You had very detailed testimony by the commissioner of the IRS in front of the House two or 3 weeks ago saying that, oh, all the backup tapes have been recycled, they're gone, you can't get. And then lo and behold, what do we find out today? We find out that there's backup tapes. And so, Megan, it means you can't trust anything this administration, this IRS says about Tea Party targeting.
They also said that the hard drive, Lois Lerner's hard drive, was destroyed. And now this week they said, oh, it was just scratched. Yeah. That's a material difference. Jay Christian Adams, good to see you.
You too, Megan.
And they wonder why 70+% of the American public wants to see this investigation continue. Well, all the time, viewers email or send me a message on Twitter to ask, why can't the NSA recover this so-called lost evidence from Lois Lerner's hard drives? General Michael Hayden was a former NSA director, so I asked him that question a little earlier. My viewers write into me all the time and say, why can't we just get the allegedly missing Lois Lerner emails from the NSA? And you say, you are going to love his answer. We know you want to hear it. It is up now, right now on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Megyn Kelly, and hear what he had to say. Let me know. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Plus, up next, did you hear about the Democratic senator who plagiarized? No? Why do you think that is? You'll hear about it next, right here. Chris Direwalt. Plus, a Kelly File follow-up tonight to a liberal college professor charged with assault for attacking a pro-life teen on campus. Well, the verdict is in.
She's a thief. She's a professor, and she steals signs.
Wait, don't you know you're stealing?
She's a thief. It's a professor.